Hello and welcome back to FlowState on this glorious day. Hope everybody, whoa. That was almost the quickest FlowState ever, almost died. Just a nice little reminder, you never quite know when it's gonna end. So you want to live life to the fullest, but also have long-term goals so you don't act like a total fucking retard and kill yourself, either semi-intentionally or intentionally by doing dumb shit, which gets me to think about this one phrase: you either loathe yourself, or let's rephrase that, you either despise yourself or you love yourself. And that's the way I see it at this point in my life. There's no gray area. There's full commitment to one or the other, whether you're conscious of it or not. And to bring attention to it and choose one way or the other is a requirement to be able to have a fulfilling life, a life filled with purpose, rooted in the discovery of values, and then in alignment with long-term goals. I feel like so much of the work that I'm trying to do. Oh, look at these cool little chickens. Can you see this? Are those chickens or roosters? I don't actually know. Maybe they're I don't know. I'm no expert. All I do know is that I love some eggs. Amazing food. All right. So you either despise yourself or you love yourself. Now let's break that down. Let's use this beautiful day as an opportunity to be in alignment with love. What does it mean to love yourself? What does it mean to practice self-love? It means engaging in a lifestyle that's conducive to longevity, deepening relationships, and doing everything you can do to support the people that mean the most to you in your life. Your family, your friends. Family meaning your parents, brothers, sisters, cousins, aunts, uncles, all of that, grandparents. And then if you happen to be engaged with someone, partner, husband, wife, boyfriend, girlfriend, whatever the case may be, to show up unapologetically and open your heart to a point where there's such a deep connection between the two of you that no matter what struggles, of which there will be many depending on how much time you've been together, there's nothing that can be figured out. And that's just part of life. You got to understand yourself before you can decide what it is that you want, where you're going, and then figure out how you're going to get there. Right? That was kind of fast, no? I have to say, people, dude, look at this guy. That's a stop sign. Oh, yeah, don't do that. Don't be that guy. He might be in a rush. I don't know, I didn't see. But it's this kind of like, there's nothing that important that would warrant putting yourself or other people in danger for. That wasn't an ambulance. That wasn't a first responder, police, medical. It's like, just chill the fuck out. There's no reason to be so wound up. There's no reason to be blasting through stop signs, red lights. There's nothing that important. And if you think that you're on a mission of great importance, check yourself. There are very few people in alignment with doing things of that level of urgency. If someone's dying, now, of course, I don't know. That person in this internet service van may be on their way to go save someone's life. You should never make assumptions about anything. I don't know anything about this person's life, the struggles they're going through. It's so difficult to say, and making assumptions never gets anybody anywhere. You can make a calculated guess based on evidence that supports your hypothesis, but you fundamentally do not know what another individual is thinking unless they express to you, and you have a basis of trust that's been built up with them and accept what they're saying as truth. Up until that moment, the monologue in your head, creating stories of whatever, is propagating essentially insanity, right? It's like, let me just pay attention here. All right, get Tiga unclipped. There we go. And I get it. It's difficult to ignore certain realities, especially in relationships when you've been living with someone for so long and you know them well. You know, you see, you understand their behavior. Children, teenagers, parents, if you happen to be living with your parents still, your aunts and uncles, whoever it is. If you live with someone long enough, you know who they are, not by what they say, and it's never by what they say. If you observe their actions, you observe their behavior. Sometimes it's the opposite of what they say, and they're not conscious enough to understand that they're actually engaged in something different than what they think is real. And it's not necessarily their fault. There could be a substance abuse dependency, abuse problem, let's say a challenge that they're going through. And I mean, substance could be defined very loosely as, let's say alcohol, coffee, tobacco, work. Even exercise beyond what is deemed to be of benefit could be looked at as a substance abuse issue. I think, it's a matter of perspective and how you choose to define the word. Traditionally, it's been linked to, compounds that you're ingesting that alter your state, fuck with your hormones, emotions, basically put a monkey wrench in your whole system. Like I said before, it's like taking a Formula One race car and putting absolute shit gas in the tank. You're not going to get very far. It might be fun for a moment, drive around, do a couple donuts, but then that's basically it. That was a short-lived, short-sighted experience. Obviously, I'm not perfect. There's no such thing as perfect. We're perfectly imperfect, right? In a way, we're all perfect, but this idea of perfection doesn't really exist. If you pull a microscope out, even the most insanely precise tooling, still on a microscopic level, will have some imperfection to it. It's just the nature of our reality. The same thing goes with rockets. They're flying in space and, security code that they think is impenetrable. And then the next thing you know, there's a hack that basically shows the vulnerabilities. It's true for your life as well. It's true for the people that are closest to you. And your responsibility is to yourself to ensure that you're grounded and you see clearly to be able to support those around you and in need of support, especially when you feel like it's going to cause a potential issue. But remember, if you're coming to the table clear-headed with proof, the interpretation of how this is received, provided that you do it tactfully and with love, is only going to show someone a truth that they know, but maybe they are not ready to fully admit yet for one reason or another. This is true for people who are particularly obsessed with work at all cost and are willing to compromise their family for essentially, whatever, I guess, monetary gain, or they're just unhappy at home, so they find solace in their work. And, there needs to be a balance between home life and work. And it's your responsibility to create that. But in order to create that, you need to be grounded. You need to have a foundation for you to build on top of, right? It's this classic analogy of building a house. You're not going to build a house on a shitty foundation. That's a short-term view of things. So, a friend of my wife died, and recently, so there's a few things there. It's been extremely painful for her. She's a very dear friend, and she's taking it very, very intensely. And I understand, because dear friend, they were extremely close, and she did a lot to help try to figure out how to support her in the best way possible, but there was clearly a lot of resistance there. And this past weekend, shout out to Theo Vaughn, we were hanging out and talking. The woman who died, her husband actually died a few years ago. He, got totally turned around this way. He was an electrician who deals with like high voltage cables, and there was an accident, but it was essentially negligence on his part. So it's not uncommon that people who get very comfortable in very risky jobs don't always follow protocol. So protocol meaning turn off the electricity before working with cables. It seems obvious, but the way I understand it is that in many ways it was easier for them to work with live cables as opposed to not. Obviously, there's a huge risk, case in point, that his decision ended his life based on being lazy, right? I mean, it's gonna, that sounds a little harsh, but that's really what it comes down to, right? But it's also about this larger topic that we happen to be talking about, which is he is someone who you would identify as a redneck, someone who embodies the lifestyle of living in the present moment, not tolerating what they deem to be stupidity, like, no tolerance for all this woke insanity. And, it's like they have no time for that because they're too busy participating in life to the fullest. And that to me is awe-inspiring. But another thing that I think about when thinking about this story is that if you live too much in the present moment without regard for what's to come in your life, I think it opens up possibilities for disregarding certain protocols that enable you to live more fully in the present moment, but at the same time, focused on long-term objectives. They were such an incredible couple, full of life, exuberance, and joy, captured each by their own upbringing, which ultimately, for one reason or another, they're both gone. They're both dead, and they both died extremely young. And it's an absolute tragedy. I will say this. It is possible that both of these deaths could have been avoided if they were in alignment, in balance with core values that fed into long-term goals. It's so important to be grounded, to not make mistakes that are short-sighted. I really think a lot about this because it's something so important to never lose sight of. Oh wow, there's like a bunch of people here today, that's wild. It's so important never to lose sight of the future. Optimism is a grounding force in all of us. You need bright lines locking in your vision. You don't want fuzzy lines. If you have an issue with alcohol, saying, oh, I'm only gonna drink on weekends is a fuzzy line. Saying you're never gonna drink again, bright lines, grounded. Without bright lines defining your path, it's just ripe with accidents, things that are not necessarily intentional, but things that you know better, things that can derail momentum at any moment if you're not connected to what you want, to who you want to be. Values define your goals, to live into your higher purpose, to be connected. It's so important to do this work because without it, you're lost. Even if you think you've got your shit figured out, if you haven't done the work, if you haven't put intention behind your thinking, it's just fuzz. It's just noise that doesn't really connect you to your higher purpose, to be in service to others, your family, yourself. You need clarity in order to be in service to others. In any profession, nursing, lawyer, doctor, police, whatever the case may be, you will be at your best if you are clear and grounded in your life. One of the main objectives I have with Everyday Action Coaching is to instill this message into as many people as possible. I've committed to reach 1 million people so that they can then affect another million and so on and so forth to be able to have a positive impact on the world. Operating from integrity is the only place, it's the only thing that matters. In order to operate from integrity, you need to have a clear picture of who you are, what you want out of life, and live into that. It may not line up with what my identity is, but that's part of it. I'm not looking for clones. I'm looking for you to tap into you and to live authentically through defined values that lead into your goals. So you can be great. You can tap in to your power unapologetically by doing the work, by taking action. If you do not take action, you will be stagnant. People can stagnate for 20 years just working on repeat, not actually accomplishing anything. And they have these grandiose visions, but that's fantasy. They're not actually doing the work in alignment with where they want to be in life. That's fantasy, that's entertainment. That's tricking your body into, in your mind into believing something is real when it's not. It couldn't be further away from reality. You want to ground yourself in reality. Your values are your driving force to establishing concrete goals and then reverse engineering how you get there. Everything is possible. 1 million people is a crazy goal for me. It's like almost unrealistic, but I believe it's possible based on my commitment to a higher purpose, founded in my values, which created into my goals. And now I have a clear path forward on how to execute that vision. It's so important to first get clear and grounded, because if you don't, anything that comes post is not going to truly live up to this idea that you have of where you want to be. And in 6 months from now, it's not going to feel right because you didn't put in the work at the beginning. You can always refine things as you progress. And that is an important aspect of never losing sight of the fact that it's about the process and not the end result that is the thing to focus on. Developing tools and processes that support the evolution of your values towards achieving goals. The end result does matter, but it's only a plateau to springboard off onto another adventure. The game of life ends when you die. That's a powerful thing to focus on. The game of life doesn't stop playing at any interval throughout your life. You have plateaus, you have peaks and valleys, but you want to keep the eye focused on that mountain, way the fuck in the distance. That impossible goal that you set for yourself, that you're committed to, that you live with integrity, looking out into the future, constantly reminding yourself every day that you're in alignment with achieving that goal. If it takes you 50 years, it takes you 50 years. It's not about the goal. It's about the process leading to the goal. Cherish the process, celebrate the process, work on developing the process. Without it, you have nothing. It's like an empty void. The goal itself is not enough to keep you locked in. It's about celebrating life at every moment, celebrating it in a way that makes sense to you. I celebrate my life by ensuring I go to bed most of the time at my scheduled bedtime, because I know the difference it can make on either getting closer to my goal or stagnating and moving myself further away from my goal. It's not about going out to dinner, getting fucked up and all this. You know, it's like, sure, if you're young and you want to take advantage and you have your whole life ahead of you, a few nights out is probably not going to be the end of the world. But when you're 40 and you have a finite number of days left, a finite number of hours left to spend with your children, your potential grandchildren, your wife, your parents, so on and so forth, you want to do everything in your power to maximize that, not detract, not run away from emotion, but crash your body and mind directly into it so you feel alive. You're connected to yourself and to the people around you. That's what matters most in life. Right? It's like the difference between focusing on the extrinsic versus the intrinsic. People who focus on the extrinsic may get that in all its glory, but it's shallow. It doesn't actually hold you together. It doesn't keep you whole. It will slowly erode your body, your mind, your spirit until you have nothing. And you're left with nothing and nobody on your deathbed with all of these fancy things that you can't take with you. But if you're surrounded with the people you love, with nothing left to give, and that moment comes, that's greatness. That's a life worth lived. Focusing on the things that enrich your life as opposed to all these distractions that are there just to pollute your mind and take you away from the human experience. The endless scrolling, the dopamine addiction, the fucking garbage food, the poison water. I mean, it's like, what the fuck is going on? Ground yourself. Understand what your priorities are in life. Part of the 10 steps to everyday action is figuring that out. Click the link in the description, download it, and give it a shot. You have nothing to lose and everything to gain from it. On that note, I'll be back with you in a few minutes. I'm gonna go record another video. If you're looking to create lasting change in your life, I've got something for you. A 91-day journey broken down into simple, powerful steps to get you there. I created the 10 steps to everyday action to guide you towards your goals, whatever they may be. But it doesn't end with the download. When you sign up, you'll also receive a 19-part email series spread out over 3 months, designed to guide you with real, actionable steps. Each email is crafted to inspire, challenge, and support you as you progress daily. This isn't just any email sequence, it's a structured journey. You'll dive into topics such as setting meaningful goals, building resilience, creating a balanced life, and much more. Each email is packed full of exercises that fit into your day-to-day, keeping you moving forward without overwhelming you. Are you ready to take the first step? Download the 10 steps to everyday action using the link in my bio, or drop a comment and I will send it to you. Let's start this journey together and make these next 91 days count. All right, we're back. I hope you enjoyed the 10 steps to everyday action promo. I really encourage you to take action, and all you have to do, all is required of you at this moment is to click the link in the description, type in your first name, and put in your email. You'll get a confirmation email sent to you directly. It may end up in your spam folder or your inbox, either one. Confirm the subscription. You'll instantly get the download. And I encourage you immediately just to browse the PDF. If you have time, take advantage and read the PDF and then start engaging in the exercises. The next 2 days, you'll receive another email, and every 2 days for a week with more exercises, and then one exercise every week for a total of 91 days. It's starting to rain a little bit. So I developed this toolkit to empower you to get clear on some fundamentals, to be able to define your values, amongst other things, and to start working on developing clear goals that are in alignment with your values to get you where you want to go, okay? It's not about imposing weird protocols and this, that, and the other thing. It is about showing up and doing the work. There's no quick fix. I'm not interested in even discussing bullshit stuff like that, because I'm here to serve people who are committed to investing in themselves wholly to be able to enrich the world, okay? It's all about being in service to the greater good. You can make all the money you want along the way. Okay, it's not about like, you know, it's not about anything other than empowering yourself to be the best version that you can be. So you can show up for the people that mean the most to you, your family, your future wife, husband, children. If your aspirations in life are to make $30 billion, $100 billion, it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter, okay? Hopefully, if you do make that money, you'll do it by virtuous causes. You know, profit is necessary to keep the world going round. I am a full-blown capitalist, okay? There's nothing wrong with making all the money you want. My issue comes from lost lives along the way, okay? It's like losing someone to drugs. It's the same thing. You can lose them to the pursuit of extrinsic things that mean nothing. Yes, they're fun, great, go buy a Ferrari, buy 1,000, okay? Drive around for a year and come talk to me after that. Those cars are just cars. They're not going to provide you with the rush that it did when you first bought one. You want a yacht? Great. Do you need the biggest yacht in the world? I don't know. Figure that out on your own. But it's not going to make you happy. Living a purpose-driven life rooted in your values will make you happy. Happiness is a byproduct of investment, which is the byproduct of effort and commitment to a higher purpose. Not losing sight of that higher purpose as time goes on and as your bank account grows, keeps you grounded. You want to be living a life of abundance, not of scarcity. There are plenty of billionaires that live a life of scarcity. Plenty of people that have no money live in abundance. Okay, it's a mindset. It's a mindset that allows you to leverage the assets that you have to elevate the human experience of yourself and those that matter to you. Oh, talk about abundance. This gets me every time. This is all by design. This is a life created with intention and purpose. Yes, it meant removing myself from the pursuit of extrinsic things for the pursuit of intrinsic things, rooted in values and purpose and a desire to live by arete, excellence in every aspect of the word, doing my very best every day, doing the hard work that has essentially freed me from distraction with regards to how I reframe stress, use it as fuel, as opposed to something that is debilitating, even when things got really rough, like, negative bank accounts, can't pay rent, can't eat. Are you going to succumb to paralysis? Or do you clear your mind, grounded in your principles and values, with a clear mind, taking action on the things that are in your control, and step by step rebuilding. You will never get anywhere in life by panicking. Well, that's not true. You'll get to your grave a lot earlier than what is desired. Stress and inaction will kill you. It's like every podcast ever made in the health and wellness space, backed by science, the scientific method, data derived from the scientific method, compounded with time, shows that result. Money is not the issue, okay? Again, plenty of people, maybe I'm talking to you, maybe you have unlimited resources and you're deeply unhappy and deeply unsatisfied. And you're like, where did everything go wrong? Or why am I so focused on this when I should be spending time on there? All these blocks, all the resistance, preventing from enacting real change. Do you struggle with substance abuse? Okay, like we mentioned earlier, it comes from all different shapes and sizes. It's not just compounds that you ingest. Some people like stress, the negative aspects of stress. Some people like making their lives complicated. Some people are unwilling to look at themselves in the mirror and assess reality, not some kind of fucked up version of reality. It's like talking about other people behind their back, engaging in just low status behavior. Consuming YouTube, X, Instagram with no limitation, and just like 8 hours goes by like that. I read some crazy statistic the other day about how much screen time people in the United States on average are hitting, and I can't remember what it is right off the top of my head, but you know, Google it and shed a tear for those people. And if that's you, if that's your struggle, if that's your reality, download the 10 steps to everyday action and take action. Forget about what you did 5 minutes ago. It's about this moment right now. I know that the consumption of alcohol can be a real struggle for people. People who have a challenge connecting their physical and mental bodies, their being with a higher purpose. And I'm here to tell you right here, right now, you are your higher purpose. You are worthy of your investment and love. You are the only thing that matters right now. Connecting yourself, empowering yourself. Put your back straight, your spine connected with your mind, engaged core. There's so much to life that is beyond what is right in front of you. If you just step outside of your comfort zone and do things that challenge you and push you. You could be bored out of your fucking mind and you can't quite articulate what it is. Being bored is like a parasite. It will latch its teeth onto you and slowly erode any desire you have, any motivation you have to take action. It is a diseased mind. Hope is an incredible, powerful tool that you can align yourself with. Optimism, grounded in your values, with established goals. It's your guiding principle of life. I move my body every single day because I know that I feel better. Not yesterday, not 3 hours from now, right fucking now. It's hard as shit. It's so much easier just to fucking, open a bottle of wine, smoke some fucking joints, basically go on Twitter. If you're participating in that and you have no desire to change, then this is just entertainment for you. And it's going to continue more of the same cycle. Maybe it's been years. Oh man, where's my dog? Tiga. Oh, there you are. Up in the road, of course. Tiga, 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 Tiga. He's not listening. Tiga, Tiga, come. Oh, he's onto something smelly. Come on. Okay. There's a car coming. Oh, your leather collar is all wet. I forgot to take it off. Okay. All right. Oh, man. Sorry if that was a little harsh. I just am so passionate about this because this was me. I lived it. It's going to be 8 years at the end of this year in January, okay, that I've been on this journey. The amount of work, the dedication, the commitment to myself, the higher purpose. It was a struggle. It's hard. Life is hard. Suicidal thoughts, deeply unhappy, overweight, the whole deal. No money. Life is not about suffering and despair and discouragement and just fucking shit every day, not happy. It's like, what? And so many people are struggling. So many people are on prescription medicine to help alleviate those symptoms, right? Depression, stuff, whatever it is. Or again, alcohol, drugs, coke, whatever you want. It's the difference, as I said at the beginning of this podcast, I see it in one of two ways. And you can choose whichever word you resonate with the most, okay? You can find all kinds of interchangeable words. Use a thesaurus. You have two options in life. I'm gonna use big words now. Big, powerful, scary words. Hate, or love. Which do you choose? Do you hate yourself or do you love yourself? There's no in between. The actions you take are directly contributing to either you loving yourself or hating yourself, loathing yourself. Are you disgusted with yourself? Or do you see yourself full of love and joy and purpose and meaning. And maybe you're transitioning from hate to love, and you dropped in on this conversation at the right moment, and you need me to tell you that you're worthy of your love and time. No one is going to feel more for you than you, so take advantage of that. I know so many people that went to doctors, that got pills because they were quote unquote depressed. They were on the wrong path. They just needed someone to tell them that they were worthy of taking action on themselves for a greater cause than just getting through the day. It's about breathing in the air to oxygenate to, let me see if I can get this word right. Oxygenate? Oxygenate? It's rough at the end of this hike. I'll put it another way, to put fucking oxygen pumping into your blood. That's what I meant. Oxygenate. Oxygenate. Oh God. Someone drop it in the comments. Tell me how wrong that was. Flow state, baby. Cardiovascular exercise is one of the most profound personal development tools you can utilize. And you compound that with resistance training, and you elevate that with mobility work like yoga, and you get deep into cellular recovery by engaging in cold and heat therapy like sauna and cold shower or cold plunge, whatever. Just get outside and breathe. If you're not familiar with Wim Hof, Google his Wim Hof breathing technique and just do it. You won't feel like yourself. You'll feel like you've tapped in to something else. Every time I do it, every time I'm engaged in that, I feel that connection, that power. It's like being on some kind of party drug. All right, made it back home. I hope you feel empowered to take some action right here, right now, in this moment. I love you all. Thanks for dropping in. I'll see you next time. Get the sunset. Closing remarks. Peace. If you're feeling stuck or ready to take things to the next level, I have something that could make all the difference. It's called the 10 Steps to Everyday Action. This isn't just another download or checklist. It's a 91-day journey packed with high-impact emails, each carefully designed to guide you through building a balanced, purpose-driven life. Each email focuses on something different, like defining core values, building resilience, and mastering time management. And it's all designed to fit into your everyday life. Imagine 91 days of intentional growth delivered right to your inbox. With each step, you'll get exercises and tools to help you find clarity, set meaningful goals, and develop the habits that truly support you. This is all about real progress without the fluff. If you're ready to create lasting change, download the 10 Steps to Everyday Action using the link in my bio, or drop a comment below and I will send it to you. Take the first step now.